guys, it's the Jawnz. Today is the day. Finally, we've got some dirt on Tony Burke. It has been huge. Basically, he's approved for the ISIS brides to be harboured here for the return of them. So I consider that treason, to be honest. And I was just looking up some definitions there. I posted it today on my Twitter page here. Sorry, one second. So I Googled it today. It says intentionally assisting an enemy at war with the Commonwealth or an organisation engaged in armed hostilities against the Australian Defence Force. Right. I just Googled this. This was earlier today. However, I just Googled it again. It says intentionally assisting an organisation engaged in armed hostilities against the Australian Defence Force. Different wording. And it's interesting that I'm sure there was a few people Googling this one today. And look, they've literally changed it. I actually want to read it I need to look at it, find it better than just the AI. But change of wording here is quite intentional, I feel. But anyway, let's listen to the video. Let's get all of the facts. Albanese is implicated in this because accusations were made a while ago and he denied them and said that they were wrong. And now it's been proven to be true. So again, I have to advocate for more accountability to these politicians. If you're not as good as your word, what good are you at all? It's fucking insane. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch this.
A private meeting attended by Home Affairs officials that he would not block the return of ISIS brides, and he wanted the whole matter kept out of the media. Explosive government documents reveal that Burke also had a private closed-door discussion with a charity organising the ISIS brides' repatriation, and he asked Home Affairs officials to leave the room for that conversation.
So this is just absolutely just so deceitful. It's just so deceitful, and he needs to resign. I'm advocating that we bring around an indictment of treason, but by the sounds of it, we can't actually determine what that is. So I think that he just needs to resign in disgrace. This is just horrendous. And not to mention something I talk about all the time. I haven't made a video about it, but he denied Candace Owens, who's a political commentator. He used to work for the Daily Wire. Now she's an independent. Just was voted #1 podcast in the world, reaching millions and millions of people. And she was planning to come here and do a little tour or something, give a few talks and spread the good news, just like Tucker did about just a year ago, where he warned us about our tyrannical government. And then Candace Owens, who's in the same lane as Tucker Carlson, they have denied her visa here. And this is a Christian woman with kids, married. But yet he approves the visa of Bonnie Blue, the OnlyFans model, who is coming here for the purpose of attending schoolies, which is a grade 12 graduation party week down at the Gold Coast or wherever that you and your friends want to go. Usually it's down the Gold Coast, and this is where Bonnie Blue's going. And it's not the first time that this has been done. And her intention is to basically sleep with as many barely legal-aged boys, 18-year-olds, like back-to-back consecutively to try and break some record. And then she'll upload it to the internet and it'll be monetized. So Tony Burke's okay with that, but he's not okay with people that disagree and try and wake the people of Australia up. So you can just see, and I'm just absolutely livid, especially about this ISIS thing. But let's go ahead and continue this.
These internal Home Affairs documents, including handwritten notes, are devastating for the Albanese government. I broke this story this afternoon on the Sky News website. Now, this handwritten note from Home Affairs Secretary Stephanie Foster also appears to record Burke saying that assistance would be provided to the ISIS brides after they returned to Australia. These extraordinary revelations directly contradict both Burke and Anthony Albanese's repeated claims that they knew nothing about the return of the ISIS brides and played no role in it. It indicates now that they misled the public when they initially dismissed media reports that ISIS brides were coming home as wrong. Now, just to recall, this is what Albanese said on...
So this is the thing. These people they just live lies. It's just constant. Everything that they do, they've got like this echo chamber of advisors in their ear, and they're like, don't engage with the people. These are just crazy people, like the hecklers at the press conferences and whatever. And it's just like, it eventually, if we keep putting pressure as the public, if we keep putting in FOI requests, if we keep scrutinizing every single little step that they make, eventually we will find things like this, because this is in their nature. They are deceitful, they are corrupt. So it's just a matter of time, but we need to keep looking, and we need to keep applying the pressure, more and more and more pressure. This needs to go viral. We need to call for the resignation of this man. He needs to be resigned in disgrace.
The very first day he was asked about this.
What actions has your government taken to guarantee the safety of Australians if these people return?
Those reports are not accurate.
And on the second day, he was asked about this again, and Labor laughed, and Anthony Albanese even bagged us at Sky News.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Prime Minister, and I refer to his answer yesterday where he rejected reports that ISIS brides coming to Australia. Last night, Sharri Markson revealed on Sky News that Deputy Commissioner Dave Hudson had confirmed New South Wales Police were, quote, working that issue with the Commonwealth, end quote. Can the Prime Minister explain this contradiction?
Thank you. There is no contradiction between my answer yesterday was absolutely correct. The report yesterday was wrong. I declared it to be wrong.
Oh, I'm so glad that we have all of this on film. And look at him in the background there. Yeah. What an unhappy human being. So, yeah, we need to keep applying the pressure here. And these two, they need to go. In fact, both of the parties, I was actually having an honest argument with someone today about Pauline, who is the closest voice that we have to actually the Australian people in Parliament currently. But at first we were arguing because I was criticising Pauline, but I agreed with him that she is the best voice that we have, but we need someone better. And then he agreed with me as well. So, conversations that I have all the time on the right with people. We disagree, and then we might agree, and then we might disagree again. Whatever, we're not attacking each other ad hominem. We're just having a conversation about... We're criticising ideas, each other's ideas, and then eventually we come to a sort of agreement on most things about the object. We need to have the conversation first. It was funny because in that exact same thread, the original poster actually blocked me because I criticised her ideas in the original post that this guy commented on, and I wasn't able to reply to him anymore. But this leftist up the top just, doesn't want to engage with any argument because they have none to make. And how do you argue against this? Like, as Albanese and Burke, you just don't. It's over.
And long may the opposition continue to get their questions from Sky After Dark.
And again, just like criticising a reputable news company, like, what? Independent news company. They're not like everything else funded by the government. And they're the ones that call it out all the time. And then they just slag them off and they, insane. I've got another video coming up about how I'm predicting that we will see a huge shift in the mainstream media. Basically, it'll become non-existent and prediction markets will replace, but that's for another video.
Well, that was in September. Who's laughing now? For the truth, we need to go back 3 months to June. Tony Burke held a meeting on the 13th of June this year at 10:30 a.m. in his Punchbowl electorate office. Attending the meeting was the group fighting to bring home the ISIS brides, Save the Children. Dr. Jamal Rifi was also there, and a father of a former ISIS bride and someone who's helping the campaign, Kamal Debussy. Also attending the meeting was Home Affairs Director Hassan Saweed, who sent his colleagues meeting notes of what was discussed. And he sent these meeting notes right afterwards at 10:57 a.m. And in the email, he described it as a quick readout from the meeting. So Wade said that Burke opened the meeting and made the following comments, and I quote, "Government doesn't have a plan to get people out of the camps at this time. The thinking is, if people are able to get out, there are no blockages to them returning."
So you're gonna happily harbour people of like Hamas? Like you're just gonna let them in? Like this is a designated terrorist group. I mean, like what universe? Oh, we feel sorry because it's just the wives, like they're not located. What are you talking about?
So just to take that in, Tony Burke said at a meeting, the thinking is that if people are able to get out of the ISIS camps themselves, there are no blockages to them returning. No blockages from Tony Burke or the Albanese government to the return of the ISIS brides. I mean, that is extraordinary. The letter goes on. Here's what else Tony Burke said at the meeting, according to the meeting readout from his own Home Affairs official. So Wade said that Tony Burke told the room, and I quote, "The government doesn't want to be perceived to have been paying to have them smuggled out. Thanked the reps for keeping these cases out of the news."
I mean, what do we do? How much worse can it get?
Tony Burke didn't want the perception in the public domain that they'd paid money to have the ISIS brides smuggled out of the camp, and he thanked the representatives from Save the Children for keeping this out of the news. Tony Burke didn't want it made public that the ISIS brides were returning. He wanted this kept out of the news. That means he wanted it kept secret. He didn't want you, Australians, to know about this.
Why would, because we
Then
wouldn't be
there's
happy.
more. Matt Tinkler from Save the Children told the meeting that the Kurdish authorities would permit the ISIS brides and their children to leave the camps if the Albanese government provided assurances that passports would be issued.
Yikes. So that's just the end of the video, but you know, like we're gonna issue passports to these people? Like what universe are we living in here? Like this is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, we need this to go, and it needs to be a stern reminder to the people that are left behind. We're all watching. We're all watching. Every single step you take, we're watching. So yeah, anyway, leave a comment if you agree. If you disagree, I'd love to have a conversation. Thanks very much for listening, and see you in the next one.